Thanks very much for joining today's mini webcast from Droplet. I'm joined today by my colleagues Barry and Michelle, who throughout the next 15 minutes will help answer any questions you may have and articulate our core value proposition. So without any further ado, let's look at some of the challenges our customers have in migrating to Windows 11. So let's look at through the eyes of our customers, some of the key challenges partners and customers come to us with. So this is an example here. So Barney, how do we help customers with software challenges, hardware challenges, and security challenges when the software that they run is legacy? It's written on old Internet Explorer or Java, and it will only run on legacy operating systems, which for them can't be upgraded to the latest platforms. And that's not just client side, that's server side as well. So most of our customers have a particular challenge around software that can't be upgraded. As a result of that, it's impacting their hardware. If we look at the PC refresh cycle, for example, in 3 months, Windows 10 goes end of life. For many organizations, that's going to be very painful because the software won't run on Windows 10. There isn't an upgrade path, or the cost to upgrade is outside their normal budget. And it's not just about the client side, it's the server side as well. So many of those applications talk to an equally old SQL database, which is again no longer supported. And to add to the long list of applications and operating systems that are going end of life, Server 2016 is just around the corner. And then also on the hardware side, in the world of OT in particular, across manufacturing, SCADA devices, aeroplanes, planes, those OT devices are really expensive, but guess what? They're connected to an old workstation via an old serial port. Serial ports that the hardware manufacturers no longer support, and Windows 11 no longer supports. So how do you secure and migrate those applications, especially in this age where cyber accreditation is high on everyone's agenda? In the world of energy providers, NIS2. In the world of healthcare, CAF, and DORA for finance. All of these problems are the things that Droplet addresses straight out the box. So Barry, how does Droplet address these particular challenges for our customers?
So we take a really flexible approach with Droplet. We have a solution that covers across all of those different pain points that you just described. Whether it be that a customer is locked to that older operating system because it's been bespokely written or drives a particular hardware platform from the software, we can actually encapsulate that, isolate that, and free up that software to be able to run wherever you wish to run. We can run any x86 or any 64-bit operating system in true isolation in Droplet to run on the modern platforms that you would need to get these accreditations, whether that be the Windows 11 journey you're on from Windows 10, whether you want to completely divorce your reliance on the Windows problem, being in mind what happened this year with a software update that took a significant amount of people out with the CrowdStrike issue. So it may be that you would wish to run your applications on a system that wasn't that. It could be Mac, it could be Chrome, it could be Android. Again, we don't care. We can run on Linux. We can sit in any cloud and any hypervisor. So again, we're freeing up the choice for our customers to run where they wish to run, how they wish to run it, and what makes sense to the solution. So if it's more of a VDI and you want centralized management, centralized communication, we can run in that world. To address some of the serial ports and parallel ports that you identified out there, it could be a bespoke card that's in a PC that's required. Then we can obviously go down the route of encapsulating those, securing those down in isolation to the container to run on any operating system. The journey to the cloud, the journey to hypervisors, you have complex setups in hybrid world where certain things won't run in certain clouds. With Droplet, we can free that choice up. You can choose to run on-prem. You can choose to run locally. You can choose to run in the cloud. The choice is yours. And we've recently signed up an agreement with 2 large OEM vendors in Lenovo and HPE, where we are looking to actually solve the hardware issue. We had a customer only this week come to us saying, I'm a little bit full on capacity at the moment, don't really want to use the cloud. Would like to test out your appliance model to be able to scale out a solution utilizing the latest, greatest equipment. And we're able to then provide that assistance. We're able to seamlessly take you from where you are today to where you would need to be and tick all of the boxes because of the security isolation, because of the way we deliver it across these standards that you're talking through here, whether it be your Cyber Essentials Plus, whether it be in NIS2, DORA, CAF. We have referenceable customers that Droplet isn't everything to the standards, but what we can do from an application point of view is meet those standard requirements along the assessment that needs to take place from an independent auditor, from the likes of IASME, the likes of the other approved people from the NCSE on Cyber Essentials Plus, and the other accreditors within NIS2, DORA, and CAF. So regardless of what your journey is, the way that Droplet isolates, let me talk you a little bit through that. And let me talk you about through our security posture and how we do things completely differently. So we're no stranger to mission critical applications. We take care of nuclear clients, military clients, central government, local government, large enterprises. Generally, they have a mission critical application that they require to run. They're locked in the world of which we've just highlighted through Derek's story there of painting a picture. So we're able to easily take those mission critical applications and run them within the container. The data paths that they then need to talk to can be controlled within Droplet. So we can lock down so that each application can only talk to the data that it's supposed to and nothing else, in an encryption bubble, in total isolation from every other application. The endpoint device story, we've covered a little bit in the past. We don't care what the endpoint device is. We don't care what operating system it's running on. We can use the CPU, disk, and memory to run offline at the edge if we need to run the large manufacturing devices. We can run centralized in the cloud for more VDI type use cases of delivering your applications, and everything in between. The compatibility that we get within Droplet means that we can run an x86 or 64-bit process within the container solution in isolation and separate those applications out in quite a unique fashion. I like to use Outlook as the biggest risk from a security point of view. And when you look at how companies are under threat at the moment, how identity is a biggest risk, how people are able to gain an identity, get through zero trust models. We've seen the high profile breaches of M&S recently. We've seen how just gaining someone's credentials and someone's identity leads to what was, the BBC reported in their case, a £300 million loss. With Droplet, the way we do security is very different. And I'll talk a little bit more on that as we go through. But in this scenario of Outlook going down, because someone's breached, because they've got through your security tools, because we isolate each application in its own kernel space, in its own bubble, the rest of the organization is unimpacted from the breach. So in the scenario where online went down for M&S, for example, on the high profile ones, that would have been unaffected by the mechanism they used to get in. We don't rely on identity either in Droplet, a bit more on that later, but we're able to protect and bring that back up as a container solution with zero downtime or impact to the end users on all of the other application systems. So it's very quick, setting a recovery point objective and a recovery time objective to get Droplet back up and running very, very quickly on a disk-to-disk copy as well. So very minimal downtime. Known good snapshots can be taken around that. On the network layer, we can also control the network. So we have an overlay network that sits within Droplet that has military grade encryption. So it stops any man-in-the-middle traffic. We can control the routes of where the network can talk to per application again. So it can only do what it's supposed to do and nothing else. And from that man-in-the-middle attack, the encryption that we have stops anyone getting in from outside across that journey. The perimeter defense is where I said I'd come back to later. It's the biggest one where the likes of Marks and Spencer's were attacked. Someone got hold of the identity. Username and passwords were then able to open up other security tools, other security systems, and let them through the gates. Doesn't matter what security posture you have in place with traditional methods, they all rely on identity-based credentials management. If they're able to get hold of a PUT code, get your telephone, two-factor becomes compromised. The identity of who they are and what they are can be fake and forged in every other security product out there. This perimeter defense that Droplet has trusts no one, the NeverTrust model as we've trademarked. And anything that's outside trying to get into a Droplet container is just instantly seen as foreign. It's seen as external data, it gets blocked and dropped. It doesn't matter if they have the right identity credentials, it will not be allowed. So it doesn't rely on identity to protect the core business mission critical process that you're running within your application set. So it stops any hacker getting these tools in from a compromised laptop into through contractors that bring their own device in. They are unable to then do anything with that Droplet layer other than what's configured, other than what is deployed, with no admin access. So we protect that human layer, and that takes away that admin access that would normally be able to elevate privileges, go and break out. We've controlled the network space, the data paths. And so you've got a very locked down environment where the human as such can't get things wrong. There aren't multiple different security tools to all sit together to be able to configure the complexity. And then it just takes one misconfiguration of one particular file. The default position of Droplet is to protect you by default in this NeverTrust model. And that's the extra security layer that Droplet will add on top of your existing tools. We're not saying take them away necessarily. You could look at reducing the complexity, reducing the cost, taking some of those other layers away that you would traditionally have needed because you don't have a NeverTrust model. And we are identified by Gartner in our recent engagement with them as being the only single product that they know of that sits across the traditional 7-layered OSI security model. Our engagement again with the NCSE last year really highlighted the fact how we have prevented zero-day state actor attacks, how we're able to position ourselves as a different way to do security, as a different way to look after your challenges, your security, and offering a free 60-day trial to prove that out to you. Don't guesswork Droplet. Don't think, well, this is great. This sounds great. It's great slideware. Try it. Try it in your environment. Run it with your application set. Try it with your end users. Do a pen test on it. Droplet's frequently pen tested. Droplet always has that eyes because of our client base, because of who we have as a Droplet client. We are constantly pen tested by our customers to meet the highest security standards. So I would urge you, try it for yourself. Put it on the platform of your choice. Bring your use case to us, either email info@Droplet, info, or Derek@Droplet.world, or reach out to Michelle or myself. Happy to connect with anyone on LinkedIn and then start the process going where we can show you how we can offer you a much better security posture for your application set while making that compliance and freeing you up from the hardware challenges or platform challenges you may have. Derek, sorry, you're still on mute. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So thanks very much, Barry and Michelle. I'd just like to reiterate exactly what Barry was saying there. If any of the scenarios are a sore touch point for you and you'd like to test Droplet, we absolutely endorse trying us. Take your problem apps and test it. If cyber accreditation is a key challenge, we're here to help. The details are on the screen. Thanks very much for taking the time out today. Thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to catching you on my next webcast, probably in about 2 weeks from now. Thank you.